Oh. Sorry for the wait, everybody. Here it is. Hello and welcome to a special episode of Laptop Retrospective, and here we have a ThinkPad. If you can't tell just by looking at the chassis, this is one of their older models produced in 1997 to 1998, and this is the 385XD. Just look at this beautiful, beautiful specimen. When I saw this up on eBay, this was it. Love at first sight. Absolutely fantastic condition and lots to love. And let's go ahead and dive right into what exactly we've got in front of us. So we are currently rocking a Pentium MMX, which is a 266 megahertz, 32 megabytes of RAM, Windows 98 top of the line. It is a 12.1 inch TFT 800 by 600 display. The video card is a Neomagic MagicGraph 128XD, 2 megabytes of processing power, a 10 by 24 CD-ROM. It even has one USB port. And if that wasn't enough, it has a Cirrus Logic 4237 audio card built in. Alright, in all seriousness, this is actually an excellent retro ThinkPad to track down. The reason for it is because it's got enough old and new that you can nearly do everything that you could possibly want. So let's go ahead and do a quick tour of the machine. Oh, this keyboard. Oh, I could type forever on this. Sorry. Track point works great. Track buttons. You've got indicator lights for everything. Probably it's got airspeed up there too, if I didn't know any better. You've got your brightness slider. Yeah, that's right. If we close the lid and tour the right-hand side of the machine, we've got our CD-ROM drive, our floppy disk drive, our infrared, I believe, is hanging out over here. Yep, that's what that is. On the back, we've got a series of beautifully retro ports, including VGA, printer, serial, USB 1.0, power, even PS2 for a mouse. Because obviously you wouldn't plug in a keyboard. You've got a ThinkPad keyboard. What else do you need? What's wrong with you? Over on this side, we've got power, microphone and headphone, volume indicator, 2 card bus slots. This one is currently rocking a awesome 56K modem. Look at that. That's just asking to break, I'm sure. This is beautiful. It's in absolutely wonderful condition. It comes from Ontario. In fact, this thing is still registered to a professor at the University of Waterloo. There's nothing personal on there or anything. It's kind of like opening up a time capsule in a lot of ways. Speaking of opening up, I suppose that is something that we should probably do. As always, we would start with the removal of the battery, but for reasons, battery not included. By the way, if you know where I can get one where it doesn't cost like $1,000, let me know. I'd really like to know where I can get a replacement. The first thing we'll do is actually remove the hard disk drive. There is one screw that I have removed earlier, which is located right here. Once that is out, you can go ahead and open up the display. Take a coin, in this case I will be using a loonie. We push that in, and we go ahead and pull up on this panel. And that will expose our hard drive, which has a pull tab like so. And with a little bit of coaxing, we can go ahead and remove the drive. Once the drive is removed, it does have a friction fit caddy that clips on over top. And we can go ahead and remove that if we really, really wanted to. But this is good enough for us today. Flipping the machine back over, we can go ahead and remove this screw here. And this will give us access to our RAM expansion. So as you can see, there is some RAM already soldered onto the board with one expansion slot available. Tucked away in the corner here, we can also see our CMOS battery. For the next step, we are going to go ahead and remove the keyboard and some other key hardware components. To do this, we will need to remove several screws. One is located underneath the battery compartment here. One is in the center, and then we have a few around the edges that need to be removed. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. With all those screws removed, we're going to go ahead and flip the unit back up top here. Open the catches. And now the keyboard will start to separate. You want to pull it ever so slightly toward you. And then once you have, you should be able to start lifting upward. All right, once you have it up about yay high, you are on a pretty short leash. You will need to reach under to disconnect the retention cable. It's not an actual cable, it's just what holds this thing together. And then we can go ahead and lean this guy up. We have 3 ribbon cables located right here, as well as our wiring for the speakers. And there you go. You can pretty much see everything more or less laid bare. If you need to get inside here to work on something, you've pretty much got it. From here we could loosen screws and eject the CD floppy disk combo drive. And you can see all the ribbons neatly tucked in here. And I'm just going to go ahead and marvel at how clean and pristine this entire thing is on the inside. This machine was well looked after. It is quite easy to tell that it had an easy life. It didn't have to work in too many adverse conditions, or you would see dust and grime everywhere. So let's go ahead and gently reassemble this guy, and we'll talk about what you can do with it. All right, let's go ahead and power this thing on. So the reason that you would buy something like this in the year 2020 is because you want to play old games. Now, I don't have a whole lot of time today to go through and install all these and play them all for you, but there are going to be a handful that you'll see probably in an upcoming video of just seeing what I can get to run on something like this. At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, I will probably try to see what I can get running on this at a later date, and I might even be able to make this into a video series. We'll see. We'll call it What Can We Run on an old ThinkPad X35 XD, but I'm pretty eager to try this out. Sure, you can get all these running on modern hardware, but there's something about the vintage hardware that really completes the experience. I think much akin to listening to music on an old record player. At any rate, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. And as always, I'll leave the big 4 here for you. Please like the video, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so the next time you see this on the channel, you'll be the first to know about it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.
Knowledge Adventure presents Dinosaur Adventure, the most exciting, fun-filled dinosaur program ever.